Hello and welcome to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. I'm Silver.
Do, 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 do. I'm chaotic. I wasn't sure. I'm never sure if you're gonna introduce her, if it's just gonna be like an awkward silence.
Today I chose awkward silence.
Fair. I picked up on that. I got it. I registered this time.
It wasn't too long of a silence.
No. Well, and if you edit it, it could be no silence.
Or I can extend it out for a whole minute and put the Jeopardy
audacity.
theme song in it.
You should do that. You should do that. Absolutely.
Maybe if it wasn't copywritten.
Do, 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 do. If you space it out far enough, maybe it'll be fine.
I'll just use that and just put it on a repeat.
Perfect.
Well, chaotic.
Yeah. Don't laugh at me, Silver.
Do you wish to know our theme or creature myth?
Our subject?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That be the word.
Yeah.
Today we are going to be talking about the Jade rabbit.
Ooh.
Ever heard anything about it or something
not.
similar?
I have not. I truthfully have not.
Well, when you look up at the moon, haven't you ever seen the rabbit on the moon?
If I had seen the rabbit on the moon, I'm pretty sure I would be trying to get to the moon to pet the rabbit. So no, I don't think I have.
Well, you can kind of see an outline of a rabbit on the moon. I'll send you the picture.
Yes.
The Jade rabbit, which we're talking about, is a Chinese from a Chinese mythological story. Just to let you know, and the images of the moon vary depending when you look up at the moon, depending where you're at. Varies depending on which location you are to the moon or where the moon's rotation's at.
Okay.
There's the image.
Okay. Yeah. I see it. Is he holding a club?
It's actually a mortar and pestle.
Oh, okay. All right. I see it.
Because he is making the elixir or the pills of immortality for the gods.
Bet. That's cool as hell.
Which is what he does. But he didn't just apply for this job. He wasn't born to make these elixirs. The Jade Rabbit was chosen by the Jade Emperor, who is not an emperor per se, but he's like the higher ups in the heavens. So you got like you got like Buddha, then the Jade Emperor, then the other gods below him. This kind of starts out as a story because the Jade Rabbit, that's pretty much all he does is just sit on the moon and make the pills or elixir of immortality. Sometimes he makes mooncakes and other sweets depending on which location you're at.
Okay, I'm following. We got like a rabbit drug maker.
Mm-hmm.
Following. I see. That image you just sent me is rather terrifying. The first one was much better. That one's rather terrifying.
It still looks like a rabbit. It's
correct.
It's a
rabbit. It has a very terrifying neck. Its feet and hands should be on only feet and hands. And the tail and the butt, it just looks uncomfortable. It's just not a good position for him to be using that mortar and pestle.
Well, if you think about it, how easy do you think a rabbit would be able to use a mortar and pestle? It has no thumbs.
Okay, but like they can move their limbs fast as fuck. Can you imagine putting that mortar and pestle with the mortar in like his toesies and just like phenomenal results, no doubt in my mind.
If you say so.
Don't give me that side eye right now. Don't even. It would be so fast. He'd crush everything. He'd be fine. Best god drug maker in the world.
The best. But he's not the best in the world. You want to know why?
Why? And how do we know?
Because he's on the moon.
Oh my god. I'm leaving the podcast. I'm done. I quit.
Hey, that's one.
We need to start keeping like a little timer. Like you should have like a little tick noise that goes off whenever I do it, like cheek. And at the very end, it's like an Easter egg. It's like, how many times did Chaotic say that she quit today? And if people get it right, we like do like a free shout out for them next podcast.
I need to go back to and listen to all the podcasts and just count every time.
It would be pretty great. If you count our Patreon episode, it's a solid 10 times. It's got to be at least a solid 10 times.
I bet it is. At least 10, maybe 12.
At least.
Maybe 69.
Oh, I'm leaving.
2. No, that wasn't quit, that's leaving. Yeah, it's the same thing. Anyways, back to the story, since we never started it. So the story starts with the Jade Emperor. He is trying to find somebody who make these pills of immortality. We'll just go with pills right now. But he knows that he can trust no man to do this job because man cannot be trusted with immortality.
Correct.
So, what he does is he disguises himself as an old beggar man and walks into the forest, as old leading gods are known to do, like Odin and Zeus.
Uh-huh.
And he comes across a group of animals as he's sitting there begging for food and such. These animals that he comes across, they kind of vary a little bit story to story, but the most common ones that I've seen was a monkey, an otter, a jackal, and a rabbit.
An otter.
Yes.
I feel like otters are shady motherfuckers. That's just me. It's just me. It might be a just me thing, but I feel like they're shady.
No, 100%. Otters are little water demons.
Okay, all right. It's not just me then.
Have you seen the videos of what they do to corpses floating around?
No. Oh my god, no! Why are you?
Oh,
what?
you don't look up otter facts?
I do not look up otters playing with corpses. I have never. I don't think
it's their own. It's other otters' corpses still.
Oh, it's other otter. What do they do?
Yeah, things that even dolphins would be ashamed of.
Wow, it must be really bad if dolphins would be ashamed, because dolphins are little assholes.
Let's just say it's a little necrophilia, not a nucleovy.
Oh my fucking god, what? Hang on. Otter facts about other dead otters.
That's a search top of the geek. You want a watch list?
Necrophiliac serial killing fur monsters of the sea is the exact sentence I just got off of Google. What?
Yeah. Otters are little demons. They might sit there floating hand in hand, but...
Wow, and they're awful to babies.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I've seen videos of them just kind of having their babies holding them up and just eating them.
Oh my god.
We do not support otters here on the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast.
You can kill otters with cat poop. Anybody that wants to know.
Please don't go out and kill your local otters. They are part of the natural wildlife.
Not kill the local otters with cat poop. Please keep your pet cat poop to yourself. I'd appreciate it.
Especially those around the endangered areas. Please preserve your otters. They may be little devils, but they still deserve to be there. Well, yes, there's an otter, a jackal, a monkey, and a rabbit. Sometimes the
An
jackal is swapped
otter,
out for a fox.
a rescue otter, developed asthma and learned how to use inhalers.
Very smart.
Baby otters can float but cannot swim. I love that all of these facts are very wholesome, but at the very top of Google, it was like the case against otters, necrophiliac serial killing fur monsters of the sea. 39 anecdotal reports of river otter attacks in North America. They just be out here wildin'.
Yes.
There's a picture of an otter fighting a gator.
I can see it.
Oh my god.
I don't think it'll win if the gator gets a good hit in. Are you good?
I'm processing.
Just let me know when you're processed through.
Male otters hold pups ransom to force their mothers to give up their food. What?
Otters are wild. I told you. I thought everybody knew these otter facts.
This is wild. Anyways, sorry. I didn't mean to get off on an otter tangent.
How utterly outrageous.
Oh no.
Whoa, there was a...
Oh no, I can't hear anything now.
We are back.
Okay, let's go.
Everybody. We had a otter rant, and then the recording stuff crashed, and now we're back.
We have returned.
Now there's a cat trying to climb my shoulder. There, have head pets. Okay. So, the Jade Emperor recap after the couple seconds, just for you. We have the Jade Emperor who disguised himself as a beggar, old beggar man, went down to the woods to try and find a honest animal, a charitable animal, to make the pills of immortality for him.
Right.
Yep, and we had the most common animals, the monkey, otter, jackal, and the rabbit. Sometimes the jackal is switched out for the fox in stories.
Uh-huh.
So the first one to gather food for the old beggar man was the monkey.
Uh-huh.
The monkey was able to swing through the trees and gathering fruit off the vines and all the high up juicy fruit and give it to the beggar man. The beggar man thanked him. Then the next one that came was a otter. The otter was able to swim down to the river and catch the beggar man a bunch of fresh fish. The next one was the jackal. The jackal, he went into town. The jackal stole a lizard and a pot of milk curds from a farm to give to the old man. Lastly,
Not
the rabbit
milk
being
curds.
it's probably the farmer's only milk curds. The last was the rabbit. The rabbit, being a rabbit and only being able to collect grass, knows that the old beggar man won't be able to eat the grass like the rabbit does. But the rabbit knows that man can eat rabbit. So the rabbit throws himself onto the beggar man's fire in order to feed the beggar man. But the beggar man suddenly turned back into the Jade Emperor and revealed himself to be so. And right before the rabbit could actually burn, the Jade Emperor pulled him out of the fire, and his nice white fur was all blackened with the soot. The Jade Emperor declared that the rabbit was the most charitable because even though it could not find him something to eat, he was willing to sacrifice all it had in order to feed the beggar man. And then so the Jade Emperor lifted the rabbit up to the moon where it could be seen from the ground, continually making the pills of immortality with its mortar and pestle.
Beautiful. Still keeping up with its job.
Yep. It's got the name Jade Rabbit because after so many years, its fur became as smooth and as beautiful as jade. And fun fact, it was actually a hare in the original story because China didn't actually have rabbits, they had hares.
Right.
And that's the story. There's a couple different variations of it. There's a children's book of it.
Yes. Are the different like different versions of it different like lore based, like Greek versus like China versus like different religions, or
Um,
is it just like
it,
different storytellings period?
it's mainly different origins, like the countries of origins. Like it started in China, but it spread out to other Asian cultures.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And then it also there's some version of it that's North American based, and I think there's another one that is also European and like South American based, the Mesoamerican. I think there is a retelling of it with Quetzalcoatl.
Oh, okay.
It's similar but also different at the same time, as word of mouth have traveled and people's come up with their own of why they see a rabbit on the moon.
So the three different animals, like the otter, the hare, and the why did the last one just completely yeet out of my mind? What is the third animal?
A monkey.
A monkey. Thank you, Jeebus. Is that the same through all of them? Like that? It's three different.
No, those change a couple times too. Like I said, sometimes they throw in the fox, but it's usually the monkey and the otter are pretty similar in the Asian areas. I'm not 100% sure on the other areas though. And sometimes it changes what the rabbit is mixing. Like sometimes it's the elixir or the pills of immortality. Other times it's just sweet cakes.
Sweet cakes would be pretty great for immortality, you know? Truly.
He is highly associated with the Chinese moon goddess Chang'e and the Chinese Mid Autumn Festival
Okay.
or the Moon Festival. Sometimes the Jade Rabbit is also called the Moon Rabbit, the Golden Hare.
Oh.
If you also want to see him in a newer type of animated movie, have you watched Over the Moon on Netflix?
I have not.
It's a very good show so far. I'm halfway through it, but it does have the Jade Rabbit on it in it, as well as Chang'e. Over the Moon, not kind of spoiling or not for people, but it kind of deals with a young girl who lost her mother, and her father is seeing someone else potentially,
Uh-huh.
and Chang'e is supposed to be a goddess that has different types of backstories, but the one she liked was that she loved her husband Hui so much that uh, instead of a thief stealing the immortality pills, she took them and she floated up to the moon, lives on the moon, and she always remembers her love. And that's her dad moving on from her mother kind of makes her try and go to the moon. And so she makes her way. She tries to make her way to the moon to visit Chang'e and the Jade Rabbit. It's a good movie. I guess we kind of moved on the media. The Jade Rabbit's also in The Journey to the West a little bit.
I don't think like the Velveteen Rabbit has any like correlation, but it just gives me Velveteen Rabbit vibes because we keep saying like the Jade Rabbit, you know?
Okay. Remind me, who is the Velveteen Rabbit?
It's a children's book.
I don't remember that one. When you say Velveteen, I think of the one from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that's the white hair. That's the white hair that has like the tick-tock clock and stuff. The Velveteen Rabbit was a child's book.
Yeah, I don't remember actually reading that one. There is also a incident with NASA and the Moon Rabbit, and also Chang'e.
Oh?
Yeah, there's a conversation between NASA Mission Control and the crew of Apollo 11.
Okay.
So Houston. Among the large headlines concerning Apollo this morning is one asking that you watch for a lovely girl with a big rabbit. An ancient legend says a beautiful Chinese girl called Chang'e has been living there for 4,000 years. It seems she was banished to the moon because she stole the pill of immortality from her husband. You might also look for her companion, a large Chinese rabbit, who is easy to spot since he is always standing on his hind feet in the shade of a cinnamon tree. The name of the rabbit is not reported.
Okay.
Then Michael Collins says, "Okay, we'll keep a close eye out for the bunny girl."
The bunny girl, right.
Mm-hmm. Someone at Mission Control and NASA knew of the legend. Some also places you might have find similarities to the Jade Rabbit is the eponymous of Sailor Moon's human name is Usagi Tsukino,
Right.
which in Japanese means moon rabbit.
Oh.
And her daughter is Chibiusa, which means little rabbit,
That is too cute.
which kind of gives homage to the moon rabbit. Naruto, the antagonist of the final arc, Kaguya
Uh-huh.
Otsuke, is based on their rabbit of the moon, is what they say. They also make mention of it in the Dragon Ball franchise. Goku had to face the Rabbit Gang, and to solve an issue, Goku ended up taking the monster rabbit and sending them to the moon, I believe, where they are seen making rice cakes.
Rice cakes.
Mm-hmm. And also, My Hero Academia is kind of an homage to the Jade Rabbit. Can you guess the hero? I'm not sure if you're that far ahead.
Which character is the moon rabbit?
Yeah,
Are their powers moon based?
They're rabbit based and moon names.
Oh fuck! I don't know that I know somebody off the top of my head that's rabbit based.
I'm not sure you're that far ahead. I don't know if you've made it that far.
Am.
What's your last arc you've seen?
The last arc I saw was them putting away One for All.
Oh yeah, you're way behind.
Yeah, I'm way behind.
That's like season
we were
3.
all we were all watching with each other, and then everybody veered off, so I just stopped watching.
We need to catch you up to date because they just finished season 6.
Yeah, I would love to get caught up.
Just gotta let me know
when they put away One
it,
for All with the big fight, that was the last time I watched.
Because they're even all dubbed.
Well, I like subbed myself, but
so do I. But yeah, but it's Umi Usigami Yama.
Yeah.
Usagi Yama. Well, her more common name that she goes by is her hero name, which is Mirako.
Interesting, loving it.
It has a rabbit quirk, and all her attack names are lunar based, like Lunar Kick, Crescent Lunar.
Ooh, that's neat. I like that.
And she is badass.
Yeah. I do know her. I don't know maybe the last thing I saw wasn't the fight with One for All.
This was, well, you might have seen her in her debut. They kind of announced her first, and her action, the main time you see her in action is at the headquarters.
I don't know. Was them meeting, because Toga's before all of that, right? Toga comes out before the One for All fight, correct? Like when Shigaraki and all of them attack them at the school and stuff? That's all before that.
Yeah, that's all before that.
Okay, so yeah, but I recall her. Like, I've seen her. I don't know. I must have just, like you said, I must have just like met her in the introduction or something.
But anyways, that's kind of all I had info-wise on the Moon Rabbit. Oh, and you can see it the Moon Rabbit is Chang'e's companion in Smite.
So we did media, right? Like we just spoke media. So the next would be Mayhem.
We did. Yep.
So I'm curious to know, because like I feel like just based off of your stories and your information and your lore and stuff that you gave me, they're not like a threat myth. You know what I mean? Like they're not one that's gonna like walk in and wreck the whole world.
No.
So how do you think that the Mayhem portion would go?
There's a couple difficulties there with the Jade Rabbit is located on the moon currently. I mean, if NASA astronauts were able to gain immortality by visiting the moon, I think that'd kick off the space race in order to get to the moon more times to get immortality pills.
Right.
It'd probably start a big terraforming kickoff, which would cause mayhem back on Earth. People punching holes in the atmosphere more. I think it'd be not direct mayhem, but more indirect mayhem caused by his presence.
Yeah, like they're not the rabbit's not purposely being a menace. It would just be because of their job that would kind of mess with us.
It's like the oil industry. They know there's oil, so they're going to try and get to that place no matter what. And there'd probably be other end to that too, so the people would know the Jade Rabbit's up there, and they just want to leave them alone, so it'll be counter astronauting, protesting, rocket ships leaving the Earth.
I mean, but like with the I don't know, like with the sense of magic, would it actually affect anything? I mean, I guess if we got greedy and started punching more holes in the atmosphere, but like the actual beings themselves wouldn't really affect any of that, right?
No, I don't think they would. I don't think.
So it would just be a matter of us toning our shit down, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we could. I mean, there's a chance we could still control ourselves and not hurt that part of ourselves, to like an extent. If we could, that's the challenge there. But I don't know. I feel like it has a chance to go either way, indirectly.
I guess there's also the chance that instead of just getting pills from the rabbit up there, someone tries to steal the rabbit from the moon. Because he's still just a rabbit.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he grew thumbs so he could use his mortar and pestle. That's where we get Bugs Bunny from.
Well, that'd be wild. But then I would only have to assume that Elmer Fudd is also a god killer. So like we've got a whole other theory going down here.
But Elmer Fudd has yet to kill Bugs Bunny.
Right, but that's usually how most god killers go. They try and they literally fail at all times. Bugs Bunny's intelligence is wild.
It is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Sun Wukong last episode, which you were not there for.
No, I was not. The audacity. Sometimes life just be wild and...
So not much mayhem today, really.
No,
just
not
kind
our
of
usual amount.
Adverse mayhem, kind of just being there. He causes mayhem, but not directly. Indirect mayhem. That's the word, not adverse.
Yeah, that thing. So that's it today then?
That's it. I guess we'll give a shout out to our patrons.
Shout out to our fellow nominees, who will now and forever be known as the... I'll stop. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
No.
What shall patrons be nominated as?
Well, in that specific clip, Adam Sandler goes, who will now and forever be known as the people who lost to Adam Sandler.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if Loki would lose to Adam Sandler, but I'm sure everybody else would. Well, maybe not Loki's.
Yeah, fair.
I know at least Super Mage would lose in a golf match. Anyways, our patrons, thank you, are Loki, Nuggies, Mondi, Ruby, and Super Mage.
Let's go!
Yeah, I don't have any upcoming announcements.
By the time everybody hears this, on Saturday, Friday to Saturday, Anna and I are doing our 24-hour stream. So come in, stop in. We got a tournament we're playing in for our Horizon Onward stream team, and we'll be up for 24 hours doing gremlin things.
24 hours. You can go outside and look for the moon rabbit.
Yes.
Wait, is this supposed to be a full moon?
Tonight is an emotional full moon, yes.
An emotional full moon?
Yep. It's an emotionally charged full moon. So you're going to be a little emotional today, probably. Or tomorrow.
That's all, folks. Chaotic with the outro.
Thank you for listening to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. Silver and Chaotic take you into the depths of the lore and discuss how these legends could affect modern-day society. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or almost any podcast service easiest to you. Dive into the depths of chaos with us every Wednesday, bar Silver and Chaotic not missing their scheduling, and consider joining the podcast Discord or Twitter, following for more insider looks and even some D&D sessions. If you'd like some extra special inside looks or even want to be a guest on the show, consider helping us via Patreon. Your help makes such a big difference to us both. Until next time, Mythics, you never know what mayhem we might get into.